Thanks for tuning to Sin's Workshop. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So, it is a new month, which means it is time to wrap up everything I read last month. Barely read 11 books, but I'm very proud of myself. Good job, Cynthia. Good job. Pat myself on the back. 11 is good. 11 is very good. I didn't think I was going to be able to. Last book of the month, literally read it on June 30th, was Lore Olympus Volume 4. I thought for sure Vampire Weekend was going to be the last book I read of the month, but I finished that one quicker than I thought. Very good book, but we'll get to that in a second. First up was Unseelie. I love representation of books, and this one you're following Celia, and she is on the autistic spectrum. I really love that there are no stereotypes in the book. I love that this is a book dealing with fae, that it's not along the lines of A Court of Thorns and Roses. And no, everyone loves A Court of Thorns and Roses. I liked the book when it came out too. I did. I read them all, except for Silver Flames. I haven't read that one yet. But I like that it's something different, you know? Nowadays, everything is just like, oh, is this another Court of Thorns and Roses that I'm reading? I like originality. You can have good storytelling and be original at the same time, in my opinion. But, you know, to each their own. Sometimes fae stuff just starts to blend together. So I'm very happy that Unseelie did not blend together. It really does stand out of the crowd. And you have autistic rep. You have lots of character growth. A strong sisterly bond, the one that she has with her sister. They're twins. One of them's a changeling. One of them is not. And then you have the slow burn romance in the story as well. So I really do think it was an exceptional novel to start the month with. Next was Pandora. Well, don't get me wrong, I like this book, but I was expecting a little bit more Greek mythology, a little bit more fantasy. It's more of kind of a mystery. I really don't know how to describe it properly. It follows Pandora. She wants to be a jeweler, so this is, I want to say Victorian London, Edwardian London, around that time period. Her parents have been dead since they were a kid. You know, they were archaeologists, treasure hunters almost, and she's been living with her uncle. Something shady about this man. Something is shady about him. She wants to be a jeweler. But then there's this mysterious vase with etchings of Pandora on it. Is it Pandora's box? We don't know. But there is something mysterious about this box. And it all ties to the death of her parents. So there's a lot of mystery. There's a slow burn romance as well. It is a dual POV. I really did enjoy that one as well. Next was Daughters of Sparta. I'm going to say this. I read a lot of Greek mythology this month. And I'm not mad about it. I love Greek mythology. I'm so mad at myself for waiting so long to read Daughters of Sparta. Absolutely loved it. I love the ruthlessness of the gods. I think it was a little bit more in line with Greek mythology. And I love Greek mythology. I love that Daphne is a fierce Spartan woman, except she's not really Spartan. She's a Multhukis. I hope I said that right. Phenomenal book. First in a trilogy. Book 3 comes out this month. What is it? Is it Blood of Olympus? No, Blood of Troy I think is book 2. No, Blood of Troy is book 2. Storm of Olympus, that's book 3. It comes out this year. Super excited. I need to get my hands on book 2 pronto so that I can read book 3 pronto. Fourth Wing. Yes, it absolutely does live up to all the hype. I was going to read this book regardless. You have dragons? Dragon. More dragon tattoos are planned. If it has dragons, I will read it. Whether or not I love it, you know, that's always up for the discussion. But If it has dragons, I will read it. I love dragons. I got a whole bookcase here. This is all dragon books right here. Every single book here has to do with dragons on the shelf. Got a nice little glass dragon statue. Got a nice little dragon dagger. I love dragons. And this book 100% did live up to all the hype. Such great world building in the beginning. You have disability rep, some really interesting family dynamics, and then that slow burn romance. Whew, it was steamy. You all know I'm not really one for romance books. That's not true. I don't like romance books because I don't need romance to be the plot. I like story. I like world building. I like development, you know. This book had that. It was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And yes, it does live up to all the hype. Next was Midnight Girls. I like this book, but it was really just a breezy read. If you're looking for something that's kind of breezy, I guess this is going to be the book for you. It's not really heavy. You have dual POV, Marinka and Zosia. They both are trying to escape. Well, no, that's not true. Marinka wants nothing more than to get her grandmother's love. So this is a play on the tale of Baba Yaga. You've got Black Yaga, Red Yaga, White Yaga. You know, morning, midday, midnight, basically. And they eat the hearts of princes. They give them power. So they send their girls, Marinka, Zosia, and Beta, to go steal the hearts. Marinka's grandmother is very abusive, but all she wants is to earn her love. She just wants her to say, I'm proud of you. I love you. So this is a woman who will withhold her love until Marinka fails, and then she will beat her if she fails. I talk about manipulative, talk about toxic, talk about emotionally, mentally, and physically abusive. But Marinka doesn't see that. Zosia does. Zosia wants to escape her grandmother because she's midnight. She wants to escape Black Yaga. She wants to escape her, you know, so it's Black, Red, and White Yaga. Those are their names. She wants to escape her. She wants a life of freedom. She wants a life of her own. So she sees the toxicity and she wants to escape it. And of course, her and Marinka go from enemies to lovers. And it's a sweet journey these two girls go on. They are not good girls. You think, oh, they're going to save the prince, blah, blah, blah. No, I mean, there is character development, there is character growth, but these are very much anti-heroes. But I do admire that it's not cheesy and it's not cliche. It just is. It's like, they're witches. They're bad to the bone. They're going to stay bad to the bone, but that doesn't mean they can't love either. And that doesn't mean they can't use their badness to help protect their country. You know, she's like, they're not our soldiers. Let's go eat some hearts. It's funny. There is a lot of humor in it, and I really did like the story building. The Daughters of Izdihar. You need to read this book if you are a fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I blew through this book. The cover does not do it justice. The cover just, I feel like it fails to really showcase what's in the novel itself, and it's phenomenal. You've got, so their talents are called weaving. You can weave the elements, water, earth, air, fire. You can weave, and then there are different specialties. Not everyone can weave steam. Not everyone can weave ice. Not everyone can weave sand, you know? Yeah, you see where I'm going with this. Not everyone can weave blood. Yes, there is blood weaving. I was just like, this is phenomenal. This is great. I love it. I will say Nahal was a little annoying at times. Her ferocity and stubbornness is to be admired, but my goodness, it's half the time I want to just shake her and be like, Jesus Christ, Nahal, shut up and listen to what people are telling you. Georgina, I love her. She's more soft-spoken. Those two are very opposites, but they do help each other grow. And no, there is no romance between the two of them, but there is an LGBTQ romance. And I will say the novel also digs deep while dealing with a suffrage movement as well. So I really do think it was a compelling story, and for sure, if you are a Avatar: The Last Airbender fan, you have to read this book. Threads That Bind, another Greek mythology. See, I read a lot of Greek mythology this month. Phenomenal. So I'm the host of the Barnes & Noble Young Adult Book Club. I am the host at my store of that book club because I read young adult. I love young adult. So I was able to read this book. Phenomenal. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was such a good book. I like the play on Greek mythology. I also like the fact that it's not just exclusive to Greek mythology. You have people, everyone thinks the gods are dead, pretty much. But you have people who are descendant of the gods. They're completely mortal, but however, they do have their gifts. You have Io. She is a descendant of the Fates, so she's the cutter. She's the youngest born. She's the one that cuts the thread of life. And her sister, Thais is terrible. I hate her. But you also have others who are like Horus born. Horus, just think, that's Egyptian mythology. There is a lot of mythology in the book, and it's not just exclusive to Greek mythology. Greek mythology is heavily throughout it. I mean, the muses, they are a far cry from the nice muses that are familiar with Greek mythology. I mean, they are cold-hearted. They are a little cruel. They're calculating, and I love it. I love that they're more corrupt and versus being the nice, sweet, demure Greek muses from Greek mythology. Twin Crowns. So that was my book club pick for my book club, Read with Sims Workshop. I love it. I'm a sucker for rom-coms. I'm not going to lie. Sleepless in Seattle, While You Were Sleeping, The Family Stone. Those are some of my 3 favorites, and they're all holiday-based, ironically enough. This story, dual POV, once again, it follows twin sisters Ren and Rose. So, Rose doesn't know Ren exists. Her parents were killed when they were just born. Ren was saved by the witches and has always known that Rose existed. So, witches plot. Usurp the throne. Why? Because the throne is hunting witches. So, what they want to do is put another witch back on the throne, and they don't think Rose is a witch. Put a witch back on the throne so that peace and prosperity can reign once again instead of, horrible killing of innocent witches. Absolutely love it. They each have their own romance. Rose falls for Shen, who is Ren's best friend, an enchanter himself, and a dashing good bandit. And then Ren falls for Tor, who is a soldier of an enemy kingdom. So, talk about tense. Their love scene is more tense, more steamy versus Rose and Shen, which is more like, oh, really cutesy, but adorable, and I love it. It was very cute, very sweet. All right, A Winter's Promise. This book was, I don't really know how to describe it. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. So it was very unpredictable, very unique as far as the fantasy goes. I really did enjoy the book. It's hard for me to describe it because it wasn't what I expected. It was not what I expected it was going to be, if that makes sense. But it was really good. I love the pacing. I like the character dynamics. I love the character growth. The story evolution. Again, I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting this, so I was constantly kept on my toes. And then Vampire Weekend, second to last book. Again, you already know I read Lore Olympus Volume 4. That was the final book I read this month. But before, which by the way, Lore Olympus is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Just read it. Nothing I have to say on that. Vampire Weekend, completely different as far as vampire books. It reminded me a lot of Being Human, the US version, not the UK version. It reminded me a lot of Being Human. There was a lot of realism to the storytelling. Vampires are not flashy, but Louise is a lot of, she's really punk rock, and I'm just like, I'm all here for it, especially considering she mentions stuff punk a lot, and I'm just like, yes, please. let's delve more into the punk rock. Let's delve more into Daft Punk. Let's just rock on, man. It was phenomenal. So thank you all for sticking in and sticking through. I know this video was a little longer than my usual ones, and I'm sorry about that, but I just have a lot to say about all the books I read this month. Stay tuned for all my reviews on everything that I read. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with all of your book-loving friends. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, happy reading!